Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a new edition of Talking Dogs with Ante. As usual, Wednesday night, we meet on the same place. And as the numbers of infected people all around the world are going up, I think now we are in the wave number 46. I think that I really start to enjoy this Wednesday evenings because it seems to be for some time now on that it's going to be the only way for all of us to meet and to keep our doggy community alive in a way. This is why I'm especially always happy to see that people from all around the world are watching the show. And in a way, I'm really trying to bring the guests from all around the world and from different countries. My guest tonight is a person who is involved in a few of very serious dog projects. She's a Dachshund breeder. She's a Dachshund lover. But what is amazing about her is that she's a hardworking person who has managed in the last few months really to keep up the not only the Russian doggy community, but people from all around the world really extremely focused on education and amazing seminars that she has arranged, also similar like us with the people all around the world. But difference between me and her is that I'm doing it only Wednesday night, and she could do it 2 or 3 days in a row with 40 people translating everything and doing an amazing job. Anyhow, good evening, Katya. Welcome to Talking Dogs with Ante. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm fine because now I'm doing these webinars only twice per week, and and in April and all the months, in some months in a row, I was doing that every day.
Yes, I know. I have had the pleasure of being a part of one of your seminars, and I cannot. I don't even find a way to understand how did you manage all these things. But anyhow, of course, when you want to do something, it's always possible. I want to say that there are people from all around the world already watching the interview. Diego Garcia is saying good evening, Julie. Jan Busta, Mike Koymans, Andrea Haider, Ozan Belkis, Federico Sanguinetti, Alin Dumitrescu, Susanne Lindquist, Patti Kanan. A lot of people are already with us and saying hello both to you and to me. Katya, I must ask you in the beginning, because you are always on the other side, you are always here where I am, how it feels in a way to be investigated, not to ask questions.
A little bit strange, really, and unusual for me, because yes, for me it's much easier to be on your side, not on my side.
Yes, I know. It's always easier to ask questions than to answer questions. That's it. Anyhow, I'm going to start now with my questions, and you will see I will try to cover a little bit all kind of things. We already have other people leaving comments. Orit Nevo is saying shalom from Israel. So nice to see you on the other side of the webinar. Nicola Spencer saying hello. Nicola Spencer saying hello from the UK. I've greatly appreciated your seminars, which have been available with English translation. Thank you for all your endeavors with this. Zlatko Jojic is saying, oh my God, she again. I don't know what does that mean, but obviously it's a joke between you. Anyhow, people from all around the world are watching, and I'm very happy about that. I'm sure that we are going to have a nice time, even if you will have to suffer without cigarettes for a little while, but I hope you will survive. I will try to make it interesting for you. For the start, Katya, I want to ask you one thing. I know that Russia has been the first country who has actually announced that they have the vaccination against the coronavirus. But as far as I understood, the life in Russia, like everywhere else, has not still come to normality or is far away from normality.
Okay, I can say that we are not vaccinated yet, even if, yes, our country announced that we already have 2 kinds of vaccination. Maybe in the end of this year, on the beginning of next year, they will start to do it. Now we have a lot of cases, but fortunately they are not so dangerous like it was in the beginning, and the life, okay, we cannot say that it is normal, and the borders, of course, are closed, but we are allowed to organize some events, not as big as, for example, Eurasia could be, but okay, we are doing shows, and we are trying to, we are tired to be afraid of everything. And
yes. We are all tired, yes.
yes, and we are trying to live a normal life.
Yeah, okay, like everybody else.
Yes.
Anyhow, what I want to ask you, you are the head of RKF's international department. You just told me before we started the interview that you calculated how
Yeah.
many international shows you have done.
We
This
yes, we they allowed us to do something from the middle of August, and starting from that point for these 2 months, we already organized, imagine, 46 international shows here in
that's
Russia,
amazing.
and
That's amazing.
we hope to do 10 more till the end of year.
And tell me how big the shows can be. Is there a limit on the number of people or not?
No, it depends on the place.
Okay.
Because when we are doing outside or when we are doing in a big space, in a big hall, for example, last weekend we had 2 shows in St. Petersburg, and there were something around 1,000 each day of 1,000 of dogs.
Yeah.
And the same was in Nizhny Novgorod 2 weeks ago. It was 1,200 each day. So it is already something. Okay, we canceled Eurasia this year because we cannot have international panel of the judges, and this is our biggest show. And the show is not just a show, not just a working event, but it's something very important. Normal kind.
Cancelled or postponed, let's say.
Yes. We postponed it to November and decided to do together Russia and Eurasia in November, and then we had to cancel. And next year we have 3 couples of Katsip shows, and it will be Russia 2020 and Russia 2021, Eurasia 2020 and Eurasia 2021, because we have, yes, because we have unique titles, which the dog winner titles, which the dog we can get like Finnish winner and so on. Which the dog only can get at Eurasia and Russia and these shows. So we followed the idea of 2 European shows, and yes, we are doing the same.
The same. And do you have any idea more or less when it's going to happen, Russia show and Eurasia show next year? Or yes, what is the plan?
We scheduled and we confirmed the schedule with the FCI, but of course we cannot be sure now.
Of course.
We scheduled Eurasia for the beginning of May, and we scheduled our third show is Mazover Memorial for middle of June, and then we scheduled Russia show, 2 Russia shows to September.
Okay.
So, for example, May 1st will be Eurasia 2021, May 2nd will be Eurasia 2020. We hope that by that moment we will be able to have it in normal way.
Yeah. Let's hope. Let's hope so. Because also the both European shows next year are scheduled for May, so we are all hoping that till May finally the life will come back at least at some kind of normality.
Middle of April, everything must come to normal, because it is impossible to wait longer.
Yes. Or we are going to die from corona, or we are going to die from other things, because I think people are getting completely crazy to be locked at home.
Because of isolation, it's much easier to die.
That's true. That's true. Anyhow, Katya, let's go now a little bit to the past. I want to find out how did your love for the purebred dogs start? How did you get in? Parents, was it you? How did it all start?
Okay. As far as I know, the history of my family, and I know it for hundreds years, they always had the dogs. Of course, it was hunting, something for hunt, normally. And
wait, Katya, 1 second.
What happens?
Mic feedback on. Mic on.
Stopped. The connection stopped. Valentina says. It's okay again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, okay, now it's okay again.
Okay. In 19th century, they had hounds and pointing dogs. In the beginning of 20th century, my great grandmother, also Ekaterina Domogatskaya, she had dachshunds. Smooth standard and
So that's where it came from.
yes, but for the other almost 100 years, they had something different breeds. And in the 21 years ago, I decided, okay, I must have a dachshund. And that first dachshund, she told me what I have to do further. First, she said that she needs trials. Okay, we started to do trials. Then shows. Then I decided that one dachshund is not enough.
Yes.
It's very quickly. Then I decided that I must use my professional skills, and I'm philologist. I'm the editor for Dachshund World. And then I started to issue a magazine about dachshunds in Russia for Russian audience. And we collected a lot of fantastic stuff about that from all over the world. Then I decided that, or she decided that I must organize trials and show. Okay, and I could not even understand why and how. I became.
It was just going on.
Yes, very quickly. And then I met people whom I really think to be my teachers. And these are Cesare Calcinati, you know him from Villa Hermano, and really seriously what I seriously know about dachshunds I got from him. And Horst Klebenstein, who met us when we came for the first time ever to the VOT meeting with my friend. And he said, okay, girls, you are working. I will support you always. I remember that. And thanks to these people, we started to be really seriously involved in this dachshund world. And okay, step by step, I became the president of Hunting Dog Federation. And okay, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. But well, okay. I mean, we all start somehow little by little, and then it goes on and goes on. But
you cannot understand how it happened. And I left the university, and now I'm working in the Kennel Club. Even if you would tell me 5 years ago that it will happen, I would never believe you. I said, you're crazy. I am a university person. Why Dog World? Why Kennel Club? Can it be so? But now it's so interesting. It's so exciting to do something absolutely new, even for me. And so.
Yeah, well, they say that the dog world is like drugs, and that once when you start it, you can never stop. So I cannot. I mean, it happened to all of us, obviously. So this is it. Anyhow, what was the actually the reason that you got dachshund? It's a breed that you wanted to have, or you have seen it from somebody, or.
It's a breed that I always respected. Before my first dachshund, I had a terrier, and he was perfect. And after that, the situation in my family was that I needed a small dog, but I needed a big dog in a small body. And then it is a dachshund.
Yeah, that's true. And tell me, I'm not sure that I'm going to pronounce it well. You have registered your kennel name, which is Nezhny Hichnik.
Yes, you pronounce it well.
Okay, what does it mean?
Tender predator.
Tender predator. Okay, so you have connected a little bit.
It's about my first female. It's her character. She was very tender and very very hunter.
Yeah. Okay, that's then a perfect combination. Okay, I want to ask you because you said that more or less the first things that you got connected with were the Dachshund and the Dachshund associations. Today, you are a member of the Standard Commission of the WUT, which is let's say a world union of Dachshund clubs from all over the world. Can you tell us a little bit about the organization itself? What does it work? How many clubs are there, and so on?
Yes, okay. Of course, I can tell you, and it's. By the way, I do not understand why Croatia are not there.
I have no idea. But I can check. Because we have a Dachshund club in Croatia, but I don't know why they are not members. I will check it for you.
Yes, please do it. because we really need all the countries to be the members of this organization. Because, of course, the country of the origin is Germany. Of course, the standard belongs to Germany. Of course, we respect it. But if we are working together, if we are talking, if we are letting them see that not only in Germany we have dachshunds, that we have our own understanding of the breed, that we can have it, that we can move it, they will listen to us. And you see that, for example, the story of the last version of the standard. The DTK even let the VOT members, the VOT Standard Commission, take part in the creation of the new standard. And the color part, which, we really needed new understanding, new explanation of the colors in the standard. And they allowed us to help and to take part in this work. And it is because of VOT, because they can hear us there. We can explain our vision, our understanding of the breed. And it's a way to communicate. And it's a way to make the standard be not only German, but worldwide, because it's a world international breed. And okay, easy to say, like many countries do. Okay, Germans are very old-minded, we are going our way. No, but of course it's easier, but much more productive way is to have communication, is to have conversation, is to explain them that this is international work, and then we can work together and make our breed better.
I mean, this is in general, or this in general should be, let's say, the whole purpose of these organizations, like Wood. And I'm happy to hear that German people are open-minded and that they want to listen to other breeders. Because I mean, if we talk about dachshunds in general, we know that dachshunds at the moment, top quality dogs are in other countries more than in Germany. And I think it is very nice of them that they want to involve international people, because, as you said, okay, it is a German breed, and of course they are the owners of the standard. But I think always more people you involve, better the project will be. I agree with you about that. You have mentioned, Katya, now this new version of the standard. I think it was published in 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
In 2017, it was approved by the DTK, and we published in our VOT magazine, which we started altogether, by the way, by my proposal, and they allowed to work on it. And I am very much grateful to DTK that they let us to work.
That's great, yeah.
And we published the draft version, just to let people understand what will be soon. And then in 2 years, in the end of 19th, this new standard was approved by the FCI General Committee and published on the FCI website, and now it is valid.
Yeah. And between the first draft version that you have published in 2017 and till 2019, some things have changed, or it has stayed?
Yes, a little bit. They, in connection with the FCI Standard Commission and between the DTK, they changed some mistakes. So, yes.
And what I want to ask you, you have mentioned that there has been obviously a little bit more clearance about the colors, because that was obviously something that was needed. And then there has been some major changes about the size. What I want to ask you, what else has been, let's say, if you compare the old standard to the standard of today, what other major things have actually been changed? And maybe you tell us why.
No, these two things are major, because other points are just small corrections. It's not to be mentioned now. The colors are explained much better now, because we didn't have in the previous version, we didn't have even brown dapple. and it was always a problem at the shows. Even in Germany, they had some, I think, even cases in the court because this color was not mentioned in the standard, and if the judge wanted to give the title to brown dapple dog, he could be invited to the court by the owner of the
Okay.
say, how could I lose to the dog which is with the color not mentioned in the standard? And it was a big problem in Germany and in some other countries which are very strict. And then okay, now we got this color. We at last we said that a double and brindle are not colors but color patterns, and it's much more correct from the scientific and just point of view. So it is clear. Again, and then they added at last in wire haired. You remember we had only brown and tan, and it was also a problem because we had to write in the pedigree that the dog is brown and tan while it is brown wild boar. So we at last added brown wild boar. And the description of the colors became much better because we wrote. We deleted gray. They deleted gray. You remember it was written about dapple. So now it is all correct about colors. And the most important part of work of our standard commission is that after the approval of the standard, we had to write the commentaries to the standard, and we divided our competition because the standard is up to the DTK and the commentary to the standard is up to the VOT completely. And this we took our old version. It was written 20 years ago, and now we have the commission. Cesare Calcinati is the head of this commission, and we have four other persons. Is Anke Masters from Northern American Tackle Club, is Ruth Buchholz from the Netherlands, and Damian Schwegel from Slovenia, and me. And we together revised this old version with the help of the DTK. It was Horst Klebenstein and Heidrun Odenwehr. All together we created the new version, and it is published on the DTK and VOT website, and everybody can use. So I think these are the best commentaries that we could do. They are very detailed, I would say, and I hope that the judges, we have a big problem with judging dachshunds in all over the world because
not only with judging dachshunds.
Okay, let's say let's speak about dachshunds because it's a whole group, yes, and everybody wants to have this group. Only one, you can only one breed. You have the group, and it's always a problem to have these judges who do not want to understand the functionality of this dog, why we need it, and okay, we hope that at least some of the judges will read these commentaries and will try to understand more about what force the dachshund is. So. We can say that we are proud of this work because it's very well illustrated and it's a very big part about colors. So
yes, and what about the sizes? Why did you think that it was necessary to change the sizes?
I do not think so. It's not by us. But it's also the example, the sizes, what we have in this part. It's also the example of the dialogue, of the possibility of the dialogue. Because when the DTK, arrived for the first time to the VOT meeting and announced that they will change the sizes, and we will have not weight but the measurements even for the standard tackles, they said 44 centimeters. That it will be the limit for the male. And meeting by meeting, year by year, we were screaming.
Pushing.
pushing, talking, and we got these 3 centimeters. And agree, Ante, that there is huge difference between
Absolutely.
44 and 47.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And even more, when discussing this problem, my position is and was, if they told us for many, many, many years that we must breed to 10 kilos, not more than 10 kilos. And in one moment, they tell us, okay, now not more than 47 centimeters and no tolerance. We will lose some breeders because, good dachshunds have round rib cage. And a very small correcting size dog could have more centimeters. And nobody was ready to say. And we insisted that we need, at least in some countries, in our country, we surely need it, that we need some period of tolerance when we can do something with our breeding and we can come to this size. And the DTK told us, okay, if your country thinks that you need this 2 centimeters more, you can have it for 5 years. And we just applied, we sent them the information that in Russia, we will apply this tolerance for, and it means not only not 47, but already 49. And 49 is normal size for the male. So
Yes.
we got it just because of the dialogue. This is why I think that it's always better to communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think and I mean, I have discussed it with my guests many times in this show. In many things that have happened in all kind of fields of kinology, the problem was the missing of communication, because people just say okay, and then when it happens, obviously when it happens, it's too late. What you said, it's a process, and if you scream enough and if you push enough during the process, then of course things can get better.
You can believe I scream enough, and I have 2 ladies, Anke and Damiana, who are screaming with me always. And okay.
Okay. Okay. Tell me, Katya, when you think now about the new standard or the last version of the standard, do you think that now this standard is good? You think that there are some more things that should be changed, or you think that now we finally have a good standard for the dachshunds?
Let's wait. Let's leave 5 years with the standard, and then we will see. If the judges will work correctly with the standard, I think it works. It's good enough. If there will be something like being too strict and too like tram, okay, the centimeters, it can be. I think it can be a problem with sizes, because actually we have 2 points. The minimum for Kaninchen females and standard males. Kaninchen females, they gave 30 centimeters, and if 32 for Kaninchen male is okay, but limit of 30 centimeters for Kaninchen female can be a problem if they do not understand that 30 centimeters can be in 15 months, but not after having puppies.
Yeah, I agree.
If the judges understand this point, and if the dog will be measured in 15 months, and after that it will be allowed to have this
a little bit more
years over, it's okay. If not, if it's a problem for breeding, because good Kaninchen female is not a toy, not a toy dog. Agree?
Yeah.
Yes. We cannot let them go to toys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Let's see how the judges will use it, how they will understand it.
Yeah. I mean, this is in general always the thing. We have standards in many breeds, but then of course at the end it all comes to the judges, and also what you said, it comes to the understanding that especially by the females with 15 months, if you measure them, it can be like this. But of course, if you measure it after the first litter or the second litter, obviously it's not going to be the same size as it was with 15 months. But Okay, let's hope. As you said, let's give it 5 years and let's see what will
Let's
happen.
hope, yes. And about
Yeah.
measurements, I also have to say that we need the etalon. We need to teach our judges how to measure in the same way. Because I can tell you, I myself, in the beginning, when they just approved this standard and not yet published or not yet approved in the FCI, I made an experiment with my own dogs. I entered them to the Klubsieger show in Germany, and they had in one day they had Klubsieger and Zuschau with two very respected German judges on old school, and so the judges who had to teach the others, and they measured my dogs. And imagine, it was a difference between two shows and 2 hours, for example.
Yes.
And the difference between measurements was 3 centimeters in each dog. Yeah. So if you cannot agree between yourself how to measure correctly, how are you going to evaluate lower for 1 centimeter? If the difference between your two measurements is 3 centimeters.
Yeah, but this is of course dachshunds are a little bit special because you do this measuring around the chest, but it is the same with the dogs, for example, because I have dachshunds and I have miniature schnauzers. When you do with the however you call it, the meter, you put it, and depends where you put it, depends how much you squeeze it. Yeah. You can get also difference, and it's the same with the dachshund. And it sometimes people measure it and they say take this and they like make it until the dog cannot breathe, and sometimes they just put it like this, and obviously, as you said, 3 centimeters in one day is a huge difference in size. Yes. So yes, it is I can agree with you, absolutely extra important to learn the judges to all do the measurements in the same way.
In the same way. Okay, no difference how. We wrote in the commentaries, Cesare wrote, that you have to measure till the point when you are sure that you are measuring bones, not something else, not the color.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's hope so. Anyhow, before I continue with my next questions, there has been quite some comments, so I want to read them to you. Because later on I miss them, and then we don't know where we are. Let me see, where did I stop last? Okay, we have Sean Graham saying hello from South Africa, Vicky Percina saying hello, Beu Krengel saying hello, Karen Lynn saying good evening everybody, Alex Rojas, hola everybody, Roma Inashvili saying hello, Antica, hello Romica, I hope you are fine. Christina Kocic saying hello, Ekaterina Pikul, hi dears. Well, this is in Cyrillic. Svetlana something saying hello, Agata, hello from Poland. And then we have Andrew Brace saying greetings to you both. I look forward to tonight's interview, which I'm sure will be slightly different. I hope Katya has put her nerves away and that you will be gentle with her. You see that I'm very gentle with her. I'm really nice. We have Bruce saying hi from South. Yeah. Bruce saying hi from South Africa, Elvira, hello, Vanya from Greece, Marina Sergeva from Moscow, Daria Klevishar from Slovenia, Patricia from Lithuania, people from all around the world, anyhow, are watching.
My best dog.
Yes, okay. Petru Muntean saying hello from Bucharest, Attila Schlossers. Then we have Bruno Nodali saying hello from Italy. The commenter is fantastic, so well done. I suppose the commenter of the standard. Wenche Charlotte Skogli saying hello from Norway. Great interview. Looking forward to work on several projects with you in the future. I suppose that's
she's a member of our new committee, and
yes,
I also
we will talk about that also. Andrew Brace has a question for you, or is asking you to clear maybe something for the viewers. He says, for the benefit of the people who don't know, could Katya explain why under FCI the Dachshund breed should have an entire group to itself? Because are the best.
Because they are a unique breed. And okay, Ante, with whom we can combine Dachshund? With nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, yes, I know that there have been some talkings that may, and I actually in some countries I know that, for example, when they have shows, they have connected, for example, the group 4 and the group 6.
And the group 6, yes, but group 6 is not working on the ground. And work on the ground is a very specific, not only exterior, but very specific character. It's not to compare with anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. Manuel is saying hello from Madrid. Then Petro Muntean is saying a centimeter and some grams must never beat the type. Type must come first. Is understandable. Then exaggerations must be excluded. I think we all agree about that. Ekaterina Piccoli is saying not judges need to understand. Way to go to the breeders. It's quite difficult to keep 30 centimeters to adult females. This is what you were talking about, the sizes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Petru is saying also in the end we can have centimeters and good weight, but not good dogs. Mm-hmm. And Ekaterina agrees with him and she says the type is more important. Absolutely. Jan Bushta is saying exactly Petru. Wait. Exactly Petru, impossible to show nice, well-developed female with some muscles and after a litter with 30 centimeters. Mm-hmm. Not reality. We are losing Kaninchen females. Type is most important, not 1 to 2 centimeters of difference. So I mean,
what I said,
yeah. I think this is very important that some of the, let's say, some of the best breeders from the world are, let's say, discussing together with us here tonight, and that they agree with you what you said, that this limit in the size by the Kaninchen females, obviously, it's not only a problem for the judges, but it's obviously also something that is concerning the breeders. Mm-hmm. So let's hope we can do something about this. Orit Nevo is saying common measuring technique is a big problem. Maybe an hands-on seminar should take place at the time of big events.
May I say, I organize this kind of seminars 2 or 3 times here, and I think that it's very important to have them, just about measurements. Yes, I agree with Orit completely. We did with Cesare twice this seminar, and
I think because as you know, Katya, I think that there are some things. Of course, we all love these kind of discussions and we all love to have online seminars and talk about different things, but then there are some things that you cannot learn online. You need to try them, you need to see them. And obviously this is one of the things, and I agree with Dorit. I think this is one really good thing that we should do. Patricia de Koning is saying, watching with you from South Africa. Anyhow, people from all around the world are watching, and I'm very happy about this, and I'm happy we are having a good conversation about the breed and the things that are bothering to the breeders. I want to ask you one more thing, Katya. In Russia, is it possible to mate dachshunds between the coat varieties, and is it possible to mate dachshunds between the sizes?
Between the coat varieties, it's strictly forbidden. No, never, ever. Okay. Between the sizes, it's not a problem. We don't need any permission when we mate Kaninchen with a miniature. It's of course that Kaninchen variety cannot live without adding of miniature because they will lose heads, they will lose bones, they will lose everything. And then we need permission or how to say the request from the breed club to the kennel club for mating between miniature and standard. And mating between Kaninchen and standard is not allowed, but there could be some cases very special. For example, can imagine the dog is written in the pedigree as Kaninchen, but in fact it is miniature, and the dog is written as a standard, but in fact it is closer to miniature. And in this very few cases, we can ask the breed club, can ask the kennel club to allow this mating.
Obviously, let's say in this way, if the Kaninchen is if you ask between the Kaninchen and standard, obviously the standard needs to be the female, not the opposite.
Vice versa. Forbidden forever to to mate
To
canine.
do opposite, yeah.
Yeah, to do opposite, to mate canine female with standard male. Of course not.
Yeah, obviously. Jan Busta is saying it's concerning breeders a lot and driving us mad, Ante and Kata. For sure, I'm happy Kata, even a standard size breeder, understands the problem. Olga Seliverstova is saying regards from Russia, and Zlatko Jokic is saying excellent comments, agreed with Jan and Petru and Katja. So yes, obviously this we have like find.
Yes.
Yeah, we have found one topic which is really concerning the breeders of Canincans, and okay, that is something to maybe Katja, you will have to scream a little bit more to explain this.
I can say to Jan that I will scream
A lot.
a lot until the moment when we will have everything that we need.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful.
Jan, if you change the Czech delegate, it will be better.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything now. Okay. I'm in silence.
Jan will understand.
Yeah, Jan will understand, I'm sure. I want to ask you one more thing about the rules of breeding in Russia. When you want to make the dachshund, is it obligatory to have a working test or not?
Step by step, it will be obligatory, but now we can have just behavioral test. The dog, it's now it's up to the breeder. The breeder must can decide personally what he will do. He can pass a working test, and it's enough for everything. And working test, not only it could be not only fox, it would be could be blood tracking, whatever. And it will be enough for a club champion, it will be enough for grand champion, and it will be enough for breeding. But in some, we are a very big country. In some regions, it's not possible, and for some people, it's not possible because of their ideas that they do not want dachshunds to work. In this case, they can pass just behavioral test to temperamental, like like working dogs are doing for shooting. And yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there is an option A and an option B.
Yeah, there is an option, and it's a new one. It's only for the dogs which were born in this year and later, because we cannot do it behind.
Of course. Yeah.
And we gave the option, but we want hunting dogs to be to have the temperament which can allow them to be used.
Yeah, but I think I have never been a hunter myself, and I don't know a lot about it. But the problem in general, and I see it a lot, and I'm sure that you see it a lot in the dachshunds, is that we got a lot of dogs who are actually afraid.
Yes,
and this is a big problem in the breed.
I agree with you, and my personal position is that we may not be hunters, and I'm also not a hunter, but we must respect our breed. And it means that if I have a puppy, and if I give my puppy to a hunter, this dog should be able to hunt, should be able to be used in this for this war. And it means it doesn't mean that I must train my dog for hunting. I do at the trials, but it's not obligatory. But I must have temperament in my dogs, which will allow them in the future to be used for their original function. And the temperament goes first. And the other point. Okay, 7 of 10 dogs which are born in our houses are going to just to the sofa, and their most important function will be to be nice with the family, and it means that they must have perfect temperament. And again, so it's again the same. So they mustn't be afraid. They mustn't be crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you, because I mean. The same with overly shy and overly aggressive dogs.
Yeah.
It's not a problem in general only for the breeders or for the show people. It's much a bigger problem for the pet owners, because when you give a dog to be a a pet to somebody, the only thing that this person is interested is to have a good temperament.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I want
temperament and health.
Yeah. I want to ask you another thing, Katya. I mean, you are traveling a lot. Well, you were traveling the same as us before when we were able to travel, showing a lot your dogs all around the world. When you look at the dachshunds in general nowadays at the big shows, what would you say that at the moment is the biggest problem of the breed?
In different varieties, we have different problems.
Okay, and for the smooth standards, what would you say is the biggest problem?
Okay, no for chest, upper arm, and
yeah, that starts to be a big problem. I agree with you.
A big problem.
And underjaw.
And underjaw, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, let me catch on some comments that we have. Alex Rojas is asking. He says you were talking about some countries putting together groups 4, 6, and 10. He's asking you, do you agree about that or not?
No.
No.
I want group photo be separate, but I cannot answer something different because I'm a dachshund person.
Yeah. Ekaterina Pikul is saying Kaninchen size can't live without miniatures, as you said. Otherwise, we will lose the type and the bones of Kaninchens. Jan Busta is saying on your comment about the delegate, haha, I wish. So obviously he understood. Yes. Duncan is watching us from Malta. Jose Doval saying, always learning. Thanks, Ekaterina and Ante, of course. Ekaterina is saying, Ante Lucin, this is the biggest problem when judges allow the problem with the temperament in the ring. The first what the judge needs to see is the temperament. I absolutely agree with this. Jose Doval is saying the ability for hunting or doing any particular job is the perfect resume of every physical and temperamental characteristic of every breed. I agree. This is temperament, and both Jose and Ekaterina said temperament should be like the number one thing in almost every breed. I want to ask you, Katya, another thing, because we know that different countries have different strategies for breeding. For example, in Croatia, if you want to breed 2 dogs, you need to go for a special commission of judges to get the breeding license and so on. Not only about the dachshunds, how does it work? How does it work in Russia? If you are, let's say, a famous breeder of any breed and you want to mate 2 dogs, what kind of permission you need from the club or RKF, or you can just mate the dogs, let's say, like in Spain or in Italy, and just do it?
No, we are not like in Spain or in Italy. So we have our breeding regulations, and there are 2 possibilities. First, if you are just the owner or you are just starting as a breeder, you can breed via the club. We have a lot of clubs, dog clubs. And we have some professional people who can give you the advice and so on, and they will be their responsibility. You will be the breeder, but the responsibility for registration of the litter will be on this club. Or you can register your kennel name, and you can become the registered breeder, and you can decide by your own. But to use the dog, you must pass Zugschau or show for 1 mating, and for the permission to whole life permission for mating, you must pass 2 Zugschau or 1 Zugschau and show. And for different breeds, we have the other requirements. For example, there can be working tests and health tests for some breeds. It is listed in the rules, depending on the breed. So you must fulfill this all, and only after that you are allowed to make this.
I'm curious.
Without any examination, no, you can't.
Oh, okay. This is why I'm asking you, because, for example, in Italy or in Spain, in general, let's say even if you would have a dog, let's say with a disqualifying collar or a disqualifying bite or whatever, you can use it if you think that that this dog is going to bring you something good. But okay, so in Russia you have more or less, let's say, regulation similar to what we have. Okay, before I start with a few short questions for you, which are going to be a little bit more difficult to answer, well, they are usually more difficult for my guests. Let's say that the Dusan Paunovic is saying hello from another Dachshund fan, and Avi Malach is asking you, what about diseases or health problems that judges in the ring should pay attention to when judging Dachshunds, obviously?
Disease.
Yeah, well, I suppose that
when you are judging Dachshund, you have to think about its function first of all. And if you see that the Dachshund is not able to move well, you can think that she will not be able to go down in the underground or to move on the blood tracking, and then it should be very active, very well moving dog, and you will see these problems. And
this is one.
It's easy. Just think about function, and if you understand this function, you will understand the dog.
Yeah, because in general, I must say, and I think you will agree with me, Dachshunds are quite a healthy breed.
Yeah,
there are not big health issues in the breed,
no,
like in many.
Yes, we even decided not to make obligatory health test because the spinal diseases are not to be by testing. We can do nothing by testing beforehand. We only can see that when they happen, and all the other things are not so.
No, the Dachshunds are really, in that sense, I must say, quite a healthy breed. So that's quite good. Okay, let's start with these few questions. What?
Difficult questions?
Difficult questions, but short. Let's see. Well, maybe for you will not be difficult. Tell me, Katya, one standard smooth Dachshund, not bred or owned by you, which you would consider to be, let's say, a favorite dog for you of all times. Maybe a dog from the past or...
Northern League Tuncus, Gustavo di Villa Hermosa, these dogs. This type.
Okay. Tell me, in your opinion, the best dog you ever bred?
I don't know.
Well, say one.
I will not tell you because I hope that it will be my young female, нежный хищник Астра. But now I have to. I will say it in 1 year when I will have a litter.
Okay.
Because to understand the quality of the female, you must have the litter first.
Yeah, I agree with you.
To look at her as a litter.
Yes. Tell me, Katya, the favorite win with your own dogs. Something that your dogs won and that you will never forget.
World Championship. World Championship. World winner, yes.
When it was?
In Finland, in
Helsinki.
Yeah.
Okay. One question. Let's see.
No, Ante, and maybe also BOB at Bundesliga because it's Germany.
Okay. And that's a typical Dachshund breeder.
Yeah. Yes. And my female was the first Russian smooth standard female who got BOB in Bundesliga under German judge.
Okay. I can understand also that. One breed you never had at home, but you would like to have, except of the Dachshund. Azawak. Okay, that's nice. One dog person who is not alive anymore and you terribly miss. No.
I'm lucky
not to lose the most important people for the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you are really lucky. I need to ask you another question that is always difficult for people. But when I ask the question like I normally ask it, everybody tries to go around. So I'm going to change it a little bit in another way. When you would need to ask opinion about the puppies of your litter from one breeder in Russia, who would you which breeder you would ask for the opinion of your puppies?
From Russia?
Yes, doesn't need to be from Dachshunds, any breed.
Okay, she's not in Russia. No.
Okay, I want to ask you one from Russia and one from the rest of the world.
The rest of the world is easy. It's Cesare Calcinati, and I'm always asking him about the quality of my puppies. And from Russia, it could be surprisingly Victoria Ivanova, because
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing, if you would have a top quality dog, like a big winner, which, let's say, what would be for you the most, no, I need to rephrase it a little bit. Under which Russian judge, who is still active, you would like to win something big? Or let's say, who is a Russian judge that he's of Revaz?
Only.
Okay. Only the one and only. Yes. And from the other, from the rest of the world?
Tamas.
Okay. So you see, the questions were not difficult for you. Anyhow, now we are going back to other subjects. We have finished. We did 1 hour of Dachshunds, and I think people have enjoyed. People have enjoyed it a lot. Peter Akad is saying good evening from Austria. Nicolas Molic is sending you hearts and kisses. Anastasia Paunovic is saying it's interesting, even though I'm not in Dachshunds. And Branislava Brajkov obviously liked your answer about Azavax. I want to ask you, Katya, I don't know this you will answer to me. I don't know if you have been involved with the organization of the World Dog Show in Moscow in 2016 or not. No? Okay, so my question will be, is RKF planning soon to ask for another event like that?
Yes, of course.
Oh, you have put a big smile on your face.
We will be asking till the moment when they will give us. Of course, we are ready.
Okay, so you want to have another World Dog Show?
Yes, we want to have European Dog Show, we want to have World Dog Show, and we are sure that we will be able to organize it to the perfection.
Yeah, I don't have doubts about that. I just wanted to know if you have a plan or not, but obviously you have a very serious plan already. Okay, I want to ask you now about this new FCI committee, which has been just announced, let's say, a month ago. It's called the Committee for Canine Welfare and Health. I know you are a member of this committee. Can you tell me a little bit about this? What is the whole idea of this new committee? What are you going to work on, and what is actually the idea of the committee?
Okay, I was invited there by Tamas Jekyll, and it was a big honor for me to be. Yes, that they thought about us and that they invited me there, and I think it's now it's the most important part of the work of the FCI to explain the world, the wide public, that only in here under the FCI, in registered breeders, in national kennel clubs. Only here we can produce healthy dogs. Only using the FCI standards. Only doing our tests. Only doing our planned and responsible breeding. We can provide health and welfare, because otherwise, it's a very big story against breeders worldwide. In all the countries, we have this kind of problems, and not only the story which we discussed for months in your project, in our project, the story with brachycephalic breed in the Netherlands, and it's a problem which we have everywhere in very different fields, and in our hunting dogs we also have the same, because not only the greens but the general public thinks and does a lot against hunting breeds and so on. And if we don't start to explain to be more open, to be more clear to the world. They will kill us. It's just so.
Yeah.
So I hope that it will be serious and very positive and everyday and hard work, helping the kennel clubs to solve these problems.
Yeah. I want to ask you, I have checked before the interview a little bit who are the people who are in this committee. I have seen that there are some people from Royal Canin. I have seen that there are some veterinarians. There are some. I have seen even a member of one animal welfare group from Germany. So let's say it's kind of mix of people from all around the world. I have seen that has been published this report. You have mentioned it, probably considering the situation in the Netherlands, about these BOAS problems. Was that the first project done by your committee, or that has been done by a scientific commission and you have just rearranged it, or what it is?
No, the committee just had only one meeting a week ago, and next week we will have a second one. So we are just
mic
starting.
feedback off.
And
Mic
the
off.
publication was made by the scientific commission.
It was the scientific commission, because I have seen that it has been mentioned also your committee there, and I saw that the people with the Brachy breeds were actually in a way very happy that something like this has been published. But in a way, I have seen a lot of comments of people who were saying that they were sorry that not some important breeders of Brachy breeds were not a part of this project. Well, let's see how this will go.
There are only 10 persons in this committee, so from all over the world, and of course. I am sure that all the other delegates will do the same as I. I am in this committee. That does not mean that it's only Katya is working there. We have the group who is preparing some project which I will propose to this committee. So I think this 10 person means at least 100.
Yeah. I suppose. Yeah. Well, that's what all the smart people do. They get a background, a lot of good, hardworking people who can help with the ideas and everything. Absolutely, that's the way to work. Okay, I want to ask you now. Well, before I ask you anything about this, I want actually to congratulate you on this project which you have done for the RKF, which is called Responsible Breeding Online. I know, first of all, that it has been a huge success. Second of all, I think, or I'm sure that any other kennel club in the world has not done anything, I will not say similar or the same as you, but not in this quantity what you have done, because you have really arranged a huge number of seminars, and it has been absolutely amazing, the work that all of you have done. I want for the other people who are not working so hard in other kennel clubs, and I know I'm always critical about these things, but when you look at the work that you have done, then you must ask yourself why also other people didn't do things like that for their members. That's not on you to answer. That's my thing. So I want really to congratulate you on amazing job that you and the RKF have done for not only for your members, but for the people from all around the world. Can you tell me a little bit about the project? What was the idea? How did you start it? What did you do till now, and so on?
The idea was not to let people get bored, and not to let people feel completely isolated during the pandemic time. And it was my first idea. And after that, okay, we can do any content, we can do whatever. But first idea was to help people, because when they closed us, all of us realized that people are not used to that. We are very, very active. We are always moving. We are always communicating. And when they closed the communication, we decided that we must start, and we must let people communicate, at least here online. You did the same. And we start thanks to Royal Canin, and of course thanks to our leaders in the RKF who supported me completely, and we started very quickly. Just, okay, 2 days ago we decided, and tomorrow we started. That's it. And from April 6th, we did it. Okay, I hope it will be 2 weeks, and I promise to people that I will be with them every day. And when it turned to be 3 months or 4 months of isolation, I said, okay, I promise to be every day. And there I was every day. And of course, when the situation started to become better, we moved to the mode of 3 webinars per day and 2 webinars per day. Now we have 2 webinars per day, and it's easy. But
I suppose 2 webinars per week, not per day.
Per week, sorry.
Yeah.
And yes, in the beginning, I had two webinars per day, very often, because I had a lot of enthusiastic speakers, and I thought that we are limited in time because the lockdown will be over, and I wanted to let everybody
to try them all.
Yes, I wanted to have everybody. And I counted by the moment we had 140 webinars with 81 speakers from 25 countries. Amazing, yes. And I'm really thankful and grateful. I do not know all the words that I would like to say to our speakers, because they are really enthusiastic. They are fantastic, amazing. And yes, I just admire them, because it was we had everything. We had a lot of webinars about breeds, and it was like breed by breed education. We had webinars about breeding from breeders. We had conferences like you took part in, about brachycephalic problems, about all these stories. We had webinars about the FCI commissions and how they work, from Jorge Nal and from Adrian Landart, and they told people a lot how their commission are working. And it was also very interesting. We had a lot of webinars about trials, about training, and just webinars about how the RKF and how the other kennel clubs are working, and just webinars about. For example, Dinky Santos told us about his kennel club, and the other kennel clubs told us about how they work. We had fantastic webinars from Attila Martin about all these stories, how to communicate with the big public. So we gave a lot of different stuff. And I think that everybody who was listening to us could find something really interesting and useful for himself.
Absolutely. I mean, not only these webinars were popular with Russian people, they have been popular from people from all around the world, because let's say, in a way, your idea and my idea are quite similar. That in these times when we cannot travel and we cannot meet, and this is an amazing time for a kind of education, where people could learn from the people who have a lot of knowledge. And you have been bringing absolutely the top people from the different parts of the world and of different parts of the kinology to speak about it. And I think it's just amazing, the job that you have all done.
Imagine, in the beginning we had this virtual cabinet in 500 persons, and then we had to we had to buy, our sponsor had to buy the cabinet for 2,000, because in the time when everybody was locked, sometimes we had something around 2,000 persons listening to us from 50 countries.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the numbers are amazing. Of course, Russia itself, it's a huge country, and I'm going to speak about another thing of this project, but that's another question. Before that, let me just few. Tosser has liked a lot the comment that you said, that the quality of the female we can see only after a litter, and obviously a lot of people have agree about that. Andrea Haider is looking forward that you are asking for another big event in Russia, and she will come there. Orit Nevo is wishing you all the best of luck with the new committee of the FCI, and she thinks, obviously, like many of us, that this is a very important mission. Christina is saying greetings from Austria. I'm so grateful to you and all the things that you are doing in these strange times. Anna Vlad Teodorescu is saying hello, Daxon people. Daria Klevishar is saying respect to all involved. Webinars of RKF are just amazing. Andrea is saying we would need that kind of work for all our breeders and exhibitors, dog owners, also in our small Austria. Svetlana Baranova Stockman is saying many thanks to Ekaterina and all involved for all of this very interesting and useful webinars. So a lot of people obviously have been watching these seminars, and I mean, you said the numbers are amazing. So once again, congratulations for this job. I have seen now that you have started to do the webinars in English about Russian breeds.
Yes.
This is obviously something that is also going to be interesting very much for the breeders and for the judges. Can you tell us a little bit about
Yes.
that project,
Thank
how
you
it's going to work?
Ante, for mentioning this and for asking. Thanks a lot to Eugene Yerusalimsky, because he is the only person who can really do it in English. And the project is to do one by one all the Russian breeds with detailed commentaries to the standards, with the explanation how we see these breeds and how we would like them to be judged. Mm-hmm. And in this case, we are the country of the origin, so we can explain our vision of our breeds.
Yeah, I think that's a very important thing. And as you said, the fact that it's going to be done in English, I think it's amazing for the judges and breeders. And obviously, because it looks like we are going to be in a lockdown for some more time, tell me, after this, do you have some new ideas in this project? What is going to be your next steps? What is more that you want to cover while we are all locked?
I do not know today what I will be doing tomorrow, but you can believe me that if we are locked for a longer period, I will invent something to entertain our people.
Okay.
I will not let them get bored.
Yeah, that's important. I think, and I'm really okay. I'm doing it myself only once a week, but I think people who are doing these kind of things in a way on a voluntary basis to give some kind of education and a good time for the dog people around the world definitely needs to be congratulated for the work, because when we are locked at home, I think it's amazing that we can have this kind of conversation and talk between each other. I want to ask you one more thing, Katya, and this is something that has always impressed me incredibly a lot in general about Russian people. When you think about Russia in general, all the best breeders, all the best handlers, all the best groomers have traveled to Russia to give seminars there, or in a way now in this lockdown have been giving online seminars to the Russian people. I remember when I went for the first time in Moscow maybe 10 years ago to give a handling seminar. I came there, and there were sitting people who had more best in show wins than myself, who were well respected breeders, who were amazing exhibitors, and I was thinking, like, why did they come to my seminar? I mean, they have done it all, they have been it all. It is amazing how much Russian people invest in education, so much more than I think any other nationality in the world. Why is it so? Why is it Russian? Why do Russian people so much respect education? It's something unbelievable for me.
No, but we respect not only education, we invest in everything. We are very crazy. We invest in everything that we are doing, that we are interested in. Look how much Russians are traveling. Look, yes, and if we are doing something with passion, we are giving ourselves completely. So if we want to be the best, we will go for education and for the best dogs, for the biggest events. So we are maximalists, and we don't see the borders. We do not see the walls. We do not see the glasses. We are just going.
Yeah, that's as you mentioned, Russian breeders and exhibitors. When you think about the way and the where they are traveling and for how many days they are traveling for big events, is just amazing. But I want to ask you another thing, which is a little bit bothering me with other countries, not with Russia. Is it in Russia the same problem? Because I would say that at the moment in Europe, young people are not so much anymore interested in education. They are not so interested in learning. They are even less interested in hard work. Most of them, want to be famous in 3 days, and they don't want to invest in anything about this. How is at the moment the situation in Russia with young people? Are your young people interested to learn?
I'm completely against saying that 20 years ago the grass was more green than now. No, it's not so. In all the generations, we have different people. In all the countries, we have different people. And I know young people who are crazy about learning and who are hardworking. And here and in the other countries, there is a lot of there is a lot of young people who are really worth of respect. And there is a lot of different kind of people. So no, I don't agree to discuss generations. Generations are always the same.
You think so?
Yes, I'm sure.
I really find that the new generations are less hardworking than what were the old ones.
No, believe me, because all my work, previous work, was in the university, and I was looking at these young generations every day, every week, every new year, and it's easy to say, okay, we knew more than they, we were better. No, it's not so. My own son, for example, is a very hard-working person, and I never insisted. He's just like that. So everything will be great.
Yeah, maybe you have the reason.
Yes,
maybe you have.
About any generation. You can find nice people, your kind of people in any generation, in old one, in our middle one, and in young one.
I want to ask you also another thing, and that is something that maybe can be interesting for you. What is amazing in Russia, that you have this huge number of extremely respected judges and breeders of all the generations. Mm-hmm. And many times when I go to Russia and I would say, okay, can you tell me some of really top judges from Russia, they would say, oh, we have some amazing old school judges, but unfortunately they don't travel abroad because they don't speak English. Is it in a way the idea, to try to collect this kind of knowledge of these older generation Russian judges and breeders, and try in a way to translate it in English? Because as far as I understood, there are absolutely amazing dog people in Russia who unfortunately are not heard outside of borders because they don't speak English.
Yes, we are thinking about how to organize it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a problem. Really, is a problem because you said I agree completely with you, but we are thinking how to do that. Maybe to collect and to translate.
Yeah, that would be amazing, because there is a lot of knowledge stored there, which could be useful for the people from all around the world. When we are talking about the judges, tell me, Katya, what is the procedure if somebody wants to become a judge in Russia?
I am not a judge, but okay, I'm the board member, so I know a little bit. You must have the education. Now we started. By the way, we started in the archives a new program, new courses for step-by-step education, even for the judges. So you must have the education. You must have the apprenticeship. So you must go to the show to be this aspirant, and then you must pass the exam.
Mm-hmm.
First,
It's
you can
just
have
written or also.
no now only oral. You in leave. You can come. You must come
Okay.
with permission and to pass the exam in oral. Yes, and then you can have 5 breaths from the beginning, and after some time you can have more and more.
And more. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So in general, more or less the same. Like.
So that's the same. Like
Yeah. Yeah, like everywhere. Okay, a few comments that I read. Desi Murphy is saying Russia has great breeders in all breeds. Andrea Haider is saying brilliant question, Ante. I don't know which one, but one of them. Charlotte Cogley is saying great answer. Knowledge is the power. Bassett Neiko is asking you, as a breeder, when you are trying to find a good male, from which point do you start?
From the pedigree.
From the pedigree.
And then from side.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing that you look is the pedigree.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you one personal question, and because it's quite interesting. With all these things that you do, all these seminars and everything, how do you manage to arrange your day? Where do you find the time for all the things that you do?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, we have the 24 hours.
Yes.
So it's somehow
exactly. How do you manage in 24 hours? Do you sleep at all?
Better not to think about it. If you have to do, you will do. If not, you can sleep.
Okay. So you don't sleep a lot, I suppose.
It depends.
No, it depends.
5 hours is enough.
Yeah. I want to ask you if you could give now from your position a message to the young people who are trying to become famous in the dog sport. Let's say it doesn't matter as breeders or handlers, groomers. What would be from you the most important thing that you would say to somebody young who wants to start doing something with the dog world?
I don't know, to young or to everybody. I think first of all we have to be honest with ourselves, and not to believe the illusions. First, be honest to yourself, and then everything will come
to its place.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing which always impressed me about Russia, you are still able to legally crop and dock. You are still able to use chain leashes. You are still able to groom dogs. You are still able to do. It looks like from another countries, it looks like that in Russia you don't have big problems with the animal welfare organizations. Is that true or that is not true?
No, it's not true. Because 13 I remember 13 years ago when I did here the first international trials, my first international trials on fox. I invited German judges, and they said, "Oh, how lucky you are! You can have this all with contact and everything." And I thought, "Oh, everything we are allowed in Russia. Come here, you will. It will never happen. It happens that we are not allowed to do it like we did 15 or 10 years ago. And in all the other fields, they are coming. And but we have more. We just have more time than you, because first it comes to Europe, and after that to Russia. And if we are clever, we will act now, and we will try to protect ourselves, like we did with dangerous breeds, thanks to our president, Erkayev president, because he did a fantastic job to stop this list of dangerous breeds. It was just amazing. But with the other things, when we see that something is happening in Europe, we do not have to say, "Oh, we are lucky, we do not have it." No, we must say, "We will have it in 3 years. So we must act now. We must protect ourselves. We must protect our breeds." And because they are coming from there, but they will come.
Yeah. And this is actually amazing thing that you said, and I think that in many other things we could just think like this, because all the problems actually that have happened and all these kind of stupid laws against brachy breeds, against grooming, against this and that. There are some things that are okay, obviously, but there are some things that are absolutely stupid and out of this mind. They always happen somewhere. They start somewhere. And unfortunately, if other people and other countries would think the same like you, okay, it started there, it will come to us. Let's think what we can do about it. I think we would be much more lucky, but at the moment, unfortunately, we are not. Talking about this, you mentioned it also before, that it's very important in a way to influence the mind of general public, of normal people. How is at the moment, if you think, what is the perception of normal Russian people to the dogs, to the purebred dogs, to the dog shows? Are they against it, or they support it, or they don't know anything about it? How do you feel?
Different. Okay, we now we have quite quiet situation about dogs in general. Okay, if you are going outside with dogs, nobody say, let's kill it. But the biggest problem is they do not understand the difference between purebred dog and just a dog. And it's the problem is everywhere. And this is why we have to explain. We have to explain our position. We have to explain our responsibility in what we are doing for the dogs. Yeah.
I remember that maybe a year or two ago, I have seen that RKF has made amazing advertising that had been put also on the airports, which I think obviously it's a lot of money involved in this. But that's actually amazing idea to communicate what we need to communicate. Are you still doing that kind of things with the RKF?
Yes, we are doing that.
Yeah. I want to ask you, when you think about what is happening now, and when you think what is going to be in 10 years, how do you see the future of the dog world and the dog shows and purebred dogs in general? Are you optimistic about it, or you think that we are in a big problem?
I am always optimistic, and I will say nothing but positive things, because otherwise, if I wouldn't have been thinking positively, I wouldn't be here. Why to work and to be sure that nothing will work. Now I see a super situation in the FCI because of the new president, and I see super situation here in RKF because of our president, this person who has the plans for the future, not for tomorrow, not for today, but for 10 years further. And it is really very interesting to work in this team, to both levels. And then I think with this leadership, we really can go further to positive changes.
Okay. Yeah.
If I wouldn't believe in it, why should I work?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Yes. If there is no hope, why to bother yourself for something that you think that is going to disappear in 10 years? Okay, when you are talking about the leadership both of RKF and the FCI, what would you suggest to them? What would be, let's say, the next steps in which we could, in a way, help the general public to understand what are the purebred dogs?
I will not suggest. They know. I'm here just to help, not to suggest.
Yeah, okay, but good advice is the best help that somebody can get.
No, they are clever enough to decide without me.
Okay. And my last question for you, Katya, for tonight. We have been talking for about 1 hour and a half.
Yes.
You have managed without cigarettes, which is amazing. And the people were posting a lot of comments and a lot of questions. So you were a little bit worried that it's not going to be interesting. I think it was extremely interesting. And a lot of people have enjoyed it a lot. For example, look, Ana Luce Saluti is writing so interesting, like always, Ekaterina and Ante. So I'm glad that people have enjoyed it. For the end of this interview, tell me, Katya, what would be your message to the dog people from all around the world? Now, in this time of the lockdown, what can we do? How we can make the things better? How to use our time? What are you going to do for us, and what is happening?
Just okay, in any time, in any situation, we can find the positive things. And let's think positively, because otherwise we will not survive. So let's look for the ways to be together, and let's believe that we are still together, even if we are. Yes.
Not.
Okay, physically not, but okay, we are
Virtual, yes.
So we feel our okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I always say to the people. We need to stay united, and I think that you will agree with me. I think that in this time when we have all been in this lockdown, and obviously we are facing it again, maybe we have all understand a little bit that we miss our friends, that we miss dog shows, that we miss traveling, and that we should really fight not to lose this, in the future.
And I would say that we understood that we are really friends, that we are not just people who meet each other somewhere one day, but we understand that we are really together, that we are thinking in one direction, that we are that we really need each other. So
yeah, I agree. Anyhow, it has been amazing to talk to you, Katya. 1 hour and a half with a lot of questions and a lot of comments from the people. Andrea Julin thought is saying hello. Ante and Katarina, such a nice talk show. Daria is saying, Katya, you are always positive and with incredible energy. I admire you. Nati Diestro is saying, it's wonderful to have the opportunity to learn from the best. You are great guys. So I'm really happy that people have enjoyed this time with you. I wish you, Katya, a lot of success with all the projects that you have in the future, with the online project of the FHF, with the new committee of the FCI, with the screaming in wood about the size of the Kaninken females. And I really hope that we are going to meet soon, all of us, somewhere, not only virtually. Thank you so much, Katya, for taking your time, for talking to us. Thank you all for watching and for leaving comments to both to me and to Katya. See you next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, my guest will be Tina Taulos from Finland, from the famous Kenmois Kennels. So I hope you are going to be there also with us next week. Thank you, Katya, and good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night.